Hello. So, very warm good morning, dear students. Today we are going to see the first chapter from Industrial Pharmacy 1, that is pre-formulation studies. Now, what are the things which we are going to see in this first chapter, that is pre-formulation studies? We are going to see the introduction part, in which we are going to see the definition of pre-formulation, then what are the objectives for pre-formulation studies, then the goals of pre-formulation, then later on we are going to study the physical properties and the chemical properties, as pre-formulation is the study of physico-chemical properties of a drug, that is the physical as well as the chemical properties of the drug moieties. In that, the various subpoints under physical properties which we are going to study includes nature of solid drug, then solubility data, then stability analysis. Under chemical properties, we are going to study other things such as hydrolysis, oxidation, reduction, and racemization. And as per your syllabus, we have a special reference for pre-formulation of parenteral dosage form, in which firstly we'll see what are the different routes by which we can administer a drug by parenteral route, and then later on the processing of parenteral preparation, evaluation of parenteral products, objective of sterility testing, and the steps involved in the sterility testing. And the last and the most important part from the pre-formulation chapter is the BCS classification, that is biopharmaceutical classification system, which we are going to see in detail. Now, let's move to our today's main discussion, that is pre-formulation. Now, you may have heard this word many a times till now. So, is pre-formulation chapter, or was this pre-formulation chapter taught to you, or have you heard this word any time before, dear students? Hello. Hello. Have you heard this word any time before?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when you have heard this word, or where you have heard this word? Come on, be fast. Have you heard this word? Was this into your syllabus part anytime? Okay. When it was? It seems that you people are not answering. It means you people are not attentive over here. See, teaching is a two-way process. Always, yesterday also I told you that until and unless you respond, it's very difficult for us to move further. Okay? So are you people answering or not? Hello?
Yes, sir.
अरे तुम्ही बोलणार आहे का नाही रे? तुम्ही बोलणार आहे का नाही? मी तुम्हाला काहीतरी प्रश्न विचारतोय ना मुलींनो, की तुम्हाला प्री फॉर्म्युलेशन हा चॅप्टर झालाय का कधी? हॅलो?
नाही झाला सर.
हो, सर.
तुम्ही माणसाचा अंत पाहता का रे? Sorry to say, but this is not the right way. Okay, when a person is asking you 10 times and you people don't respond, then it becomes very difficult for us. Okay, coming to the main point. So now to put pre-formulation, firstly, to understand pre-formulation studies, first let's see what do you mean by pre-formulation. Now to put this whole thing in a very simple word, so before developing any kind of dosage form, be it a tablet or capsule dosage forms, or any kind of liquid oral dosage form, such as we have monophasic liquid dosage form, syrups, elixirs, or biophysics system form, biophysics systems such as emulsion and suspension. So when we carry out the study to check the suitability of the new drug, means whether it is a new drug, means a drug that is NDA, that is new drug application, when it is filed, okay, so that approval we get from US, that is from the FDA, and that drug or the drug which is already existing, we check the suitability of this drug with the other agents which we add into the formulation of a particular dosage form. For example, if you are going to prepare a tablet of a drug that is ibuprofen, so your drug will be ibuprofen. Excipients, in tablet we put various excipients such as diluents, which will increase the bulk of the tablet. Then we use disintegrating agent. Sometimes we have to use coloring agents. So these are the agents. So whatever the study which we carry out before developing a formulation, be it any kind of dosage form or formulation, to check the suitability of your new drug or drug with the excipient for the formulation which you want to prepare, is called as pre-formulation. So now let me make it more simple. Now this pre-formulation word is a combination of two words. So first one is pre. Pre means what? Can anyone answer? Pre means before. Everyone agree with this?
Yes,
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Pre means before. Fine. And formulation means what? Formulation means the things which we have seen. So which are the formulations which you have studied till now? You know tablet, then you know capsule. You have capsules, then we have emulsions, suspensions. So these are the formulation. So whatever the study which you carried out before formulating a dosage form or formulation, to check whether the drug or new drug is compatible with the excipient, to keep it in very, very simple words. So I hope up to this point it is clear to everyone. Now let me put it in very simple words. I think so everyone like vada pav.
Yes,
Hello,
sir.
everyone like vada pav?
Yes, sir.
Now just we'll
Yes,
think that vada pav is the formulation. Okay, I want to prepare a formulation of vada pav. Okay, now for preparing vada pav, what all things we need? I need a good quality of potatoes which are coming. Okay, I need chana dal for that. Then I need various masalas which I am going to put into it. Then I also need coriander leaves to put into it. Then to make it fry, that is, I am going to use a certain kind of oil. So these are the things which are going to be required by me to prepare vada pav. And apart from that, this was the whole thing for vada. Then for pav, from where I am going to bring the pav, okay, whether I'm going to prepare it on my own or whether I'm going to purchase it from some other person, then which type of maida is going to use in the formulation of this pav. So before preparing your vada pav, when you check the quality of the things which are going to be used in the making of vada pav, we can say these are pre-formulation. For example, from where we are going to bring the potatoes, means whether the potatoes are small in size or whether they are big in size, whether they are having a good taste or not, okay. So where from which geographical location we are going to make. See, I have given you a very simple example just to understand you people the overall concept of pre-formulation, because until and unless you are going to use certain things which are of a good quality, or when you know that A is going to be, that is A is going to be suitable with that of B. Means for example, just we have taken example of vada pav. So if you have various ingredients A, B, C, D, in which we have A as a potato, B as we have the chana dal, and what we are going to check is whether they are suitable with one another or not, and what is our ultimate game, what is our ultimate game plan, or what is our ultimate aim, is to prepare a good vada pav which is tasty, okay, which is good in taste, which will be palatable, which will be easily palatable by the people, okay. So these are the things. Otherwise what you will find that many a times the oil smells. So these are the things which we have to take care of. In the same way, when you go and formulate any kind of dosage form, whatever the study which you are going to do before formulating the dosage form, that studies are called as pre-formulation studies. So I hope you people have understood the basic, means at least a little bit, you people have got at least a little bit idea what pre-formulation is all about. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shall we move further then?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Now, let me make it more clearly. Now, we will move little bit technical. Okay. Now, simply with the help of simple examples, we have seen what is pre-formulation. So, we are trying to explain, we are trying to understand what pre-formulation is all about. Now, now, as we have earlier seen, whatever the studies which we do before going, before formulating a formulation, they are called as pre-formulation. So, pre-formulation can be broadly elaborated as a phase, means it is a phase which works on the study of physical. So, this word is very important, that is the physical, okay, then chemical, analytical, pharmacokinetic, pharmacodynamic properties of a new drug entity or a drug, and utilize the obtained results to firstly design, develop an effective, stable and a safer dosage form. Now getting this point, now why we have to do this pre-formulation study? The simple reason is that to see whether the API of the drug, it is suitable with the other excipient. Now what we are studying actually over here, so in this phase or in this pre-formulation process, we can say, what we do, we go and study various things. What we are going to study over here, we are going to study the various things, such as we study what are the physical properties of the API, okay, alone, then along with the excipient which we are going to use, then what is the chemical studies also we are going to do over here, means we are going to study the chemical properties, okay, then analytical, whether we can estimate the drug into the dosage form, then pharmacokinetics as well as the pharmacodynamic profile of the drug, and from this what we are going to gain is we are going to get a certain type of information. Now this information is useful for designing and developing. Now designing means what you are going to design, whether you are going to design a tablet, means whether the tablet will be uncoated tablet or coated tablet, or whether you are going to go for capsules. So which type of capsule you are going to prepare, whether it is hard gelatin capsule or soft gelatin capsule. So that is the design. Then how you are going to develop that. So, and the basic aim whenever you prepare any kind of formulation or dosage form is, firstly, it should be effective. Means, for example, if you are going to prepare a tablet for bringing down the blood pressure of a person, it should be effective in bringing down the blood pressure. Then stable, it should be stable means until it is consumed by the end user, that is the patient, it should be stable. It should not lead to degradation, because when you are going to store it at homes and before consuming, if you see there is a degradation into the product, then it does not make any sense. And then it should be safer. See, as per the ICH guidelines, that is the International Conference on Harmonization, there are four categories which this ICH has developed, in which we have quality, safety and efficacy. So out of which safety is a very important thing. So whenever you produce any formulation, these things are very important. That is, Q stands for quality, then S stands for safety, and E stands for efficacy. So you people always remember this, that is Q, S and E. Q stands for quality, so it is for quality. S stands for safety, and then E stands for efficacy. So this is which is very important. So we have just seen that pre-formulation, it is a process or phase in which we study the physical, chemical as well as analytical, pharmacokinetic and pharmacodynamic properties of a new chemical entity or drug, so that we can obtain a useful information, and by making use of this information we can develop and design a dosage form which is having a good quality, okay, which is safe, okay, which is effective also as a dosage form. Now the second point which we should also know regarding the pre-formulation is that, so when you go and perform pre-formulation studies, there is an involvement of the multidisciplinary approach. So we have various multidisciplines coming into picture, and it utilizes the involvement of several aspects of pharmacology, toxicology, then clinical pharmacy, biochemistry, medicinal chemistry, analytical chemistry. So pre-formulation means it is a multidisciplinary approach in which we are going to involve or utilize the several aspects from various subjects, for example ecology, toxicology, then clinical pharmacy, biochemistry, medicinal chemistry, then physical pharmacy also. So this all things will be more clear to you with the help of the figure or the flow diagram which we are going to see on the next slide. So I hope everyone can see the slide which I have projected to you. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Is the slide visible to you? Okay. Now this whole slide, it talks about the outline of the pre-formulation studies. Means how the pre-formulation studies are carried out. Now let's see this step by step in the form of the flow diagram or flow chart, that is screening and harvesting of an active molecular entity. Now you know that whenever a drug is screened, means whenever a drug is screened for it to be converted, whenever we have a chemical for that, is it is called as NCE, that is new chemical entity, NCE, that is new chemical entity. firstly we have to screen this. Okay, so for getting the new chemical entity, firstly thousands of compound are screened. Then with the help of docking studies we can come to know that which chemical can show us or give us the desired effectiveness on a particular disease or alignment. Okay, so for that, screening and harvesting is done for the active molecular entity. Then once we get this new chemical entity, okay, so out of thousands we are going to get near about 10 to 15 molecules which will be showing us good activity, and then we are going to select a good molecule which is there. So once we have a molecule in our hand, then we go for the optimization of the active molecular entity into a suitable form. So how we go for optimization of this new chemical entity, that is the new molecular entity, active molecular entity, into a suitable form, is by the various things. For example, we can convert it into a prodrug, or we can use a suitable salt form. So when we are going to study the pre-formulation in detail, we'll see this. Okay, and if you do this, if you have converted your active molecular entity into a suitable form, okay, and if it passes the acute as well as the chronic toxicity studies for the desired action for which they are intended, then they are subjected to the formulation development. So there is the role of formulation development depending upon the type and their intended application. So here, what is most important thing? Firstly, we should have a new drug with us. Okay, then this new drug, what you are going to do, you are going to first convert into a prodrug, or you are going to convert into a salt form, and then you are going to test it and carry out the toxicological studies, that is acute as well as chronic, for the desired action, or for the that is for the main reason why you are going to use that drug. Means if it is to bring down the elevated body temperature, that is antipyretic, so it should bring down the body temperature. So what you are going to study is to see its toxicity profile, okay, as well as to check the whether it is going to give us the desired action which we want. And once this is there, then this is subjected to the formulation development depending on the type and the intended application. Then comes into picture the first group, we can say, or the first discipline, that is analytical profiling. So in analytical profiling, what we do? So as you know that to interpret the structure of any compound, we need various analytical techniques. So where we go and do the structural characterization of the compound, in which we study IR, that is infrared spectrophotometry, then we have mass spectrophotometry, then we have NMR, that is nuclear magnetons resonance. So then we go and carry out the other analysis, that is DSC, that is differential scanning calorimetry. Then we have DTA, that is differential thermal analysis. Then ORD, XRD. Okay, then we go for checking the impurity determinations by various techniques. For example, we use Karl-Fischer titration method, and other techniques are used so that we can do the analytical profiling of a drug. And the assay part, the assays can be done with the help of UV method or HPLC method, or we can use titration such as acid-base titration or non-aqueous titration. Then comes the physical characterization of the drug or the API, in which we have to carry out the solubility studies. Then in which the solubility studies, after carrying out solubility studies, then later on also we have to see what is the nature of the drug, that is whether it is hygroscopic or deliquescent. Now hygroscopic means these are the drugs which will absorb the moisture, okay, or which have a tendency to absorb the moisture. Then when we talk in terms of morphology, what is the particle size, then particle shape, okay, then polymorphism, crystallinity, and what is the density for that drug or the API. Then we go for chemical characterization, in which we check what is the partition coefficient, then pK or pKb, then chirality, then the stability study under various variety of the conditions, and lastly that is the profiling of the pharmaceutical properties, that is density, then the compressibility of the drug or the API, then the flow properties, weightability, and the rheological studies. So you can see over here, so analysis is also involved, then physical pharmacy, okay, that is the physical properties or physical characterization we can say, then chemical characterization, and later on the profiling of the pharmaceutical properties. So once the analytical profiling is done, what is done means all these four things are done, then we go for the initial development of formulation. So this whole thing is your pre-formulation. So whatever we have seen at the upper part, this is your pre-formulation, okay. So here only the pre-formulation will not stop, okay. So once you carry out this analytical profiling, physical characterization, chemical characterization, and the profiling of pharmaceutical properties, then you go for the initial development of formulation. So once the initial development of the formulation is done, then you go for certain types of studies. So which are those? So you go for drug excipient stability studies to check whether the drug and the excipient are stable in whatever the dosage form you have incorporated your drug. Then you go for the development of analytical, that is analytical research is carried out. Now in analytical research, what you are going to do? In that you are going to firstly see the impurity analysis. Means for example, if anywhere in the formulation of your dosage form you have alcohol present into your formulation, means what are the traces of alcohol which are still present into your dosage form, that also you have to analyze. A very simple example given to you. Then when you go and do the viability of pharmacokinetic or dynamic profiling, once this all things are done, then you go for the scale up of studies and manufacturing. Means from a small scale you go for the larger scale, that is to keep it in very simple words, that is called as technology transfer. From a batch scale to a larger scale, when you go, that is called as technology transfer, okay. So once the drug has crossed the initial development of formulation, then we go for first drug excipient stability studies. Then once the studies are carried out, we check whether the formulation is stable. In the same way, when we go and do analytical research, we see the impurity profile which is present into the formulation, and also we carry out the viability studies, in which we check the pharmacodynamic as well as the pharmacokinetic profile of a drug, and we go and check the various parameters. For example, the main parameter is AUC, that is area under curve, which will tell you how much amount the drug is bioavailable. Now bioavailable is the amount of drug which goes into the systemic circulation, that is your blood circulation. So I hope at least you have got a rough idea that what pre-formulation studies are. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Yes, sir.
now let's move to the next point which we are going to see. So what are the things which we are going to cover is the other two things. Now the objectives. Now what are the objectives? Now why we carry out? So the main objective, why we carry out pre-formulation studies. So the main objective or the preliminary objective, we can say, of a pre-formulation phase is to study, to lay down the foundation for transforming a new drug entity into a pharmaceutical formulation. So this is the basic objective. Means whatever the new drug entity which you have, see in the earlier flow chart, in the previous flow chart we have seen. So whenever we have a new drug coming in, okay, what we do, this new molecular entity, what we are going to do, you are going to test for its acute as well as chronic toxicity, and then later on, once it is showing the desired effect, then you are going to take this drug and you are going to analyze it on the various, that is analytical, physical, chemical, as well as the pharmaceutical profiling you are going to do, and you are going to try to convert this new drug entity into pre-formulation study. So the primary objective of a pre-formulation study or pre-formulation phase is mainly to transform a new drug entity into an pharmaceutical formulation. So the pharmaceutical formulations can be your capsule, tablets, elixirs, whatever the dosage form which you want to prepare, or it is going to be prepared in such a way that it is going to be administered in a right way. Now right way means what? Now suppose if a drug is having a viability more by oral route instead of subcutaneous route, okay, and you are going to administer that drug by subcutaneous route, that is by parenteral route, so it does not make any sense. So right way, okay, right amount means in right quantity, and on perhaps the most important, at right target. So this is what which is very important. So what is the basic objective of pre-formulation studies or pre-formulation? In very simple words we can say that to convert a drug into a dosage form. Okay, let me put it in a graphical way over here. So what we are going to do, you are going to convert a drug, whether it is a new drug or already existing drug, you are going to convert into a dosage form. Fine. So what will be our dosage form? It can be any type of dosage form which you want. And what is the, it's not only the conversion of a drug into a dosage form. So when you are going to convert it, you have to convert it into such a way that you are going to give it in a right way. Means as I told you that if your drug is having a good oral viability, then why should we give it by a subcutaneous route, or why we should apply as a cream or lotion or any kind of dosage form. So if it is having a good viability by a particular type of dosage form, we should go for that way, that is that route we should go, that is called as right way. Then right amount means the dose should be in such a way that the therapeutical levels should always be maintained. It should not be the minimum, it should not be below the minimum effective concentration, or it should not be above the minimum toxic concentration. So it should be in the therapeutic range, so that whatever the plasma drug concentrations are there for your drug, it should be maintained. So for that, the drug should be always administered in the right amount and the right target. Now suppose if you are targeting, if you have a eye infection, that is okay, so your target should be eye only. Okay, if you have an lower tract infection of, that is the lower tract infection of respiratory, that is, then it should be targeting that lower tract of your respiratory region only. So that is what the first objective of pre-formulation study is. Then coming to the excuse me, now coming to the second objective of pre-formulation studies, it involves is to provide the longer stability of the formulation by proper designing and protecting the drug component from the environment conditions, and to evaluate the performance of the developed formulation. Now this is what which is very important. So whenever you give if you convert a drug or API into a dosage form, what is the basic aim? Firstly, as I told you that these are the three things which are very important. First one is quality. Okay, it should be of good quality. Then it should be safer. Okay, and then it should be effective also. So when we say it is of good quality, it means it is a drug and the excipient are stable enough until it is used by the end consumers. Okay, then it is having a good quality, because you have seen whatever which goes in the formulation of your dosage form, it is having a good quality into it. Then only you can have a quality product developed by you people. Then comes the safety profile. So to see that if your drug is stable until it is consumed by the patient, okay, then we can say that it is meeting the safety profile. Okay, and lastly, it should be effective. So whatever the intended purpose for which you have converted your drug into a certain dosage form, it should be effective in that. So these are the two main objectives of the pre-formulation studies or pre-formulation. Now coming to the last point which we are going to discuss today is regarding the goals of pre-formulation. So when we talk about the various goals, why we go for pre-formulation is firstly to find the necessary physicochemical properties like solubility, crystalline form of a new drug substance. So these are the goals. So it's not only to study the physicochemical properties. Okay, so when you are going to study the physicochemical properties, that time mainly it will be focused on solubility, then to see whether a different type of crystalline form is available for the new drug substance. Okay, then the other goals include to determine the kinetic release of a drug from the dosage form. Means what is the kinetic which is followed by the drug when the drug get released from the dosage form. So that is also the goal of pre-formulation study. Then to establish the physical characterization or the physical characteristics of the pre-formulation. And the last goal we can say to establish compatibility, that is no interaction with common excipients. So these are the goals of the pre-formulation studies. So with this, we'll stop here for the today's lecture. Now, if you have any questions, you can ask me. Hello. If you have any questions on the points which we